Hold on to your nan's corpse, it's review time.
Hi, it's Karl Welshman here, K Welshman, Karl. And I'm just going to give you a quick review of the film Brightburn. Brightburn is a film from 1992 that was written by Ridley Scott and stars Chad Smithson and Ryan Dunkelstein, who, as everyone knows out there, have come together and brought some of the most amazing stories to screen. We've had Bachelor Noobs, we've had that Microwave Raid film, which was pretty interesting as well, and they did get a little bit artistic as well towards the sort of early noughties with that film about the fork and the dust and all of the things coming together there. And Brightburn, superhero film, little boy, he ends up coming from space into the garden of two rednecks, a male and female redneck, and it's always been their dream to have a child of their own. They always wanted a child. They've been trying. There's gratuitous sex scenes throughout. It's freaking pumping away at the start of the film. It's like about an hour of this kind of all the way through the start of the film, and the woman sort of looking at her tummy and her vagina and just kind of going, mm. And so baby comes from space, and it's quite similar to the Superman story, if I'm being honest. But the little boy, he's growing, and you see him as he's doing shit as a kid, like he's doing maths and running in circles, and he's like poking dog shit and just frying things all the time and that, like with oil, and he's eating ramen noodles, and he's got a ball, he rolls a ball, and his friend's got a doll, and he's looking at a tree, and he sees a squirrel, and he's got nuts, but you're not sure if he's got a nut allergy, so he's quite tense, and it's just a montage of all these scenes. And then he's hitting puberty, and thankfully they don't go into too much detail other than he's got like little fucking mustache all of a sudden, and he's listening to like My Chemical Romance, and he's got like posters of tits on his wall, and he's jacking it and things, but they don't go into too much detail. But the other thing that you sort of notice now is he's got fucking superpowers, and he's got like a spaceship his parents have hidden in the barn, and he knows it's in there. Fucking spaceship's talking to him. He's like, I'm fucking in my spaceship. So he goes out to the barn, like he's pretending to be sleepwalking, and he goes out and he's like, oh, it's the fucking spaceship. And his mum comes, she's like, oh, fuck, what are you doing? You're supposed to keep away from the fucking spaceship. And he's not listening at all because he's pretending that he's sleepwalking, but it's, puberty and all that, so he's just doing his own thing. And the spaceship goes, fucking kill everyone, son. You just fucking kill everyone, like the entire planet. And he's like, that sounds like a good idea. So we've got a few other B characters in there now, which are literally just fodder for this little boy to just murder. There's a girl that he really likes, and he pops into her bedroom one night, and he's messing around with her laptop, and he's putting fucking different tunes on. He's got like fucking death metal going on. He's got a bit of, I think he's got the Monkeys playing at one point, and he puts them on, and the girl, she's in bed, she's like, what's going on? Like that. And then she gets up out of bed and shuts the laptop down, and she turns around, and the fucking laptop suddenly is open again. So the girl thinks it's a ghost, but when she looks, it's actually the kid with the superpowers, and he's just knocking the window gently and just staring at her, and then he starts just rubbing his own boobs up against the window, and she's like, oh, what the fuck? It's disgusting. Why are you doing that? And he just, a little bit of milk comes out of his nipples, and then he just fucking flies off. So anyway, school the next day, they're doing a trust exercise, all the kids, and they're all pushing each other and catching each other, and then it comes to the turn of catching the little kid with superpowers. I think his name is Bruce Dribbles, something like that. So anyway, Bruce has just been shoved around, and he's pushed towards the girl that he was lactating at the previous night, and she just lets him hit the floor, and he's just like fucking bah. There's like a slow motion scene of his head smashing into the ground, a little bit of blood coming out, and he's like, my fucking head. And the teacher's like, what the hell, bitch, to the girl. He's like, why'd you do that? Help Bruce up. Look at him, he's fucking bleeding. I think he's concussed, and kid's eyes are all like crossed and his nose is bleeding and stuff. And so the girl helps him up. She's like, "You're a dirty freak," and he's like, "You fucking bitch." So blood suddenly flies back into his nose. He just grabs her hand, just twists it, rips her arm off, just fucking smashes her in the head with her own arm. The teacher, he's just like, "Shit, oh god, what are we gonna do?" He just pegs it and runs. Meanwhile, fucking Bruce now, he's taken out all of his class with this girl's arm. He's just smashing fucking faces, his jaws breaking, smashing heads. Obviously then the parents are called into school and the teacher's like, "We're really disappointed with your son's behaviour. He's let the school down, he's embarrassed me as a head teacher, there's a lot of questions being asked." The parents are out there pretty devastated. We don't know where their daughter has gone, but your son has literally fucking killed everyone in the school, and I'm going to have to go back and explain this to the board. So the parents are like, "Listen, here's $10, and they just sort of roll it up and just tuck it into the head mistress's pocket, like just tuck it in, like, "Alright, all good?" And the head mistress is like, "Alright, that's good with me, that's good with me." She literally retires, realizes that $10 is not enough to work with, and becomes a junkie, basically. That's her story done. Meanwhile, the kid, he's literally like a tornado. He kills his freaking auntie, he kills his dad's friend, like he just rips their jaws off, he slaps his auntie's breasts so hard that they just fucking vanish. He, seriously, like the power that this kid's got. And then he goes to his spaceship, gets in it, flies just above the clouds, and just lasers every single person on the planet. Like he's just got like a tracking thing on his spaceship. He just presses, it's like a picture of a human's face, like a little face, and just presses it, and then it just says, "Are you sure you would like to continue?" He's like, "Yeah." Presses the button. Every human is killed on the planet. Even Thanos, who's wandering around, he's like, "Oh!" He dies. All of the X-Men except for Wolverine die. Wolverine, he's like, "Oh," keeps dying and coming back to life because of his powers and everything. But then he just trips over and a branch goes through his neck and he's like, "Ugh." He dies. And then the Brightburn kid, Bruce, flies off and sits on the moon, and he's like, oh shit, like that. Just looking around, he's like, "Oh, I haven't really got anyone to talk to now." Egg on his face. In the end, his aliens find him, his alien family, they find him on the moon, they give him a little kiss on the head, and everything is okay. It's a good film, it's quite gory.